Hi everybody, my name is Shana and today we are doing a 30-minute lower body strength and conditioning workout using the TRX suspension trainer and the TRX kettlebells. We'll start with 4 strength-focused rounds. We'll have 30 seconds of work followed by 30 seconds of rest, focusing on the same exercise, getting progressively harder. And then we're gonna end with a 5-minute AMRAP, which stands for as many rounds as possible. That's gonna spike your heart rate, burn some major calories, and leave you a little bit sweaty at the end of this workout. So let's get started with our regular TRX warm up. We're gonna start with your standing rollout straps. Let's bring them to mid-length if they're not already there. Stand facing away from the anchor point. Let's walk it back to that strong plank. Doesn't have to be terribly steep, we're just warming up, and squeeze your buns tight. Roll the hands out just a touch and bring them right back so that your hands are directly beneath your shoulders. Eyes are out ahead of you slightly. That body is straight, buns are tight. Actively pressing those hands down into the handles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, we're gonna do your squat row combo. So straps stay at mid-length, stand facing the anchor point, lean it back, walk it under, feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Drop your bucket down, squat and plank, big row and squeeze and plank. We're definitely gonna be doing some squatting today because we're focused on lower body. Let's bend at the knees and the hips and really feel that nice engagement behind your shoulder blades, focusing on perfect posture as you row on the top. We've got 10 seconds left here. Squat, plank, squeeze. Think of that body alignment. 3, 2, and 1. Forward lunge with Y-fly. Straps at mid-length, stand facing away from the anchor point. Arms in front of you in that Franken plank position. Shoulders are down and back. Take a nice big step forward with your right foot. Gently lower the left knee down toward the floor. Enjoy that stretch. Pressing into the handles, come back up to your strong plank. Step forward with your left foot. Lower the right knee down. Press into those handles. Come right back up to that strong plank. Keeping your neck relaxed, driving the hands into the handles. The more you press into those handles, the more you feel your core engage. Also make sure that back knee is bending down toward the floor for a great stretch in your hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. TRX single leg hip hinges. Straps stay at mid-length. Stand facing the anchor point, hands in front of you. Balance on your right foot. Hinge forward, get a nice stretch. Come back up. I'm keeping my hips square to the floor. If I drew a line from each hip bone, it would be parallel with the floor. My left pinky toe is pointed down, and I'm pressing my hands down into those handles. Shoulders down and back out of my ears, enjoying that stretch through my hamstrings. Whew, that feels good. 3, 2, and 1. Switch feet, other side. Balance on that left foot. Let's hinge in and out of that stretch. Are you keeping that straight line from your fingertips to your shoulders, to your hips, to your heels? Are you feeling your core engage as you actively press down into those handles? Are you breathing as you do this? We have 10 seconds left. Enjoying that stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lateral lunges, nice wide stance. Bend your right knee, get a nice stretch. Pull it back up, bend your left knee. Now keep your body weight above your feet. You're not falling backwards. You're bending the knee and sinking down. Feeling a stretch through your hip and through your inner thigh on that straight leg. And I'm pulling myself back up, not focusing on the lunge, but on the stretch. 5, 4, and your alignment. 3, 2, and 1. TRX golfers rotation, hands at belly button height. Let's rotate that all the way up, touch the ceiling, and swing down and through the other side. Again, drive it up, touching the ceiling, pivoting on the toes, keeping tension on the straps. Now my feet don't actually go anywhere. I'm just pivoting on my feet and turning 180 degrees in the other direction, really enjoying that rotation. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's get started. We're gonna start with some deadlifts. I'm gonna have you do a Romanian deadlift. So let's grab your heavier kettlebell if you feel safe, making sure you keep your spine neutral and only a little bend in your knees. So I'm gonna grab my heavier kettlebell. Oh boy, maybe that was a bad decision. We're going in 10 seconds. We have 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. Shoulders down and back, feet about 6 inches apart. Press the hips back, knees bent slightly. Here we go. Hinge down, squeeze, and pull it up. Pull your pants down, pull your pants up. Don't actually do that. That would be embarrassing. And I would get in trouble if I did that on camera. Hinge forward, driving the hips back, squeeze, pull it back up. I'm pressing those hips forward and sticking the landing on top. Stretch and stand. You should feel a light stretch in your hamstrings on the bottom. 2 and 1. Take a break. One thing I want you to think about, we have 30 seconds, so you can be stretching while I'm talking, is this neutral spine. So when you hinge forward, the lower back doesn't get to round at all. And if you actually feel here, you'll feel 2 bumps surrounding your spine the whole time. That means you're keeping your back in proper posture and not rounding it, which can hurt your low back. All right, let's come back into that starting position. We're going again in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press the hips back. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings. Pull it up, rolling the shoulders down and back out of your ears, making sure that the shoulders never dump forward. Pressing the hips back, stretching the hamstrings, and actively pulling right back up to that starting position. Stretch, squeeze, and stand. We have 10 seconds left. These feel really good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can either stick with this, or I'm gonna grab my lighter kettlebell here. I'm gonna move to single leg Romanian deadlifts. So I'm gonna balance on my right foot and hold the kettlebell in my left hand. That's why I grabbed the lighter weight. Same thing, same neutral spine. It'll be a hinge and come back up, making sure this knee isn't buckling in. It stays in line with your middle toes. So bounce on my right foot, kettlebell in my left hand, flat back, hinge down, stretch, squeeze, pull it back up. Same hip drive forward on the way up, really squeezing and locking. Now I'm facing this way so I can see myself in the mirror and watch my right knee to make sure it's not buckling inward. Oh boy, do I feel this one though. You know how I said the other one was fun? This one's not quite as much fun. 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds, shake it out, stretch out that leg. Then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Really focusing on having the exact same form you did when you were doing those regular Romanian deadlifts with one kettlebell and both hands and both feet. All right, let's get set up for this other side here. I'm gonna grab my TRX kettlebell in my right hand, balance on my left foot, keep that spine neutral, perfect posture, going in 3, 2, and 1. Hinge forward, a little bit of a stretch, come up. Now I know that I'm weaker in this side, so I'm moving a little bit slower to really focus on form, to make sure my back's not rounding, focus on my balance, and watching my left knee from caving in. I care more about your proper posture than how much weight you use or how low you go. 3, 2, and 1. We made it through our first round of work already. You get a little bit of a rest break here. That's the good news. The bad news is we're going down to the TRX suspension trainer for your TRX hip presses. We've got 4 sets in the straps. I feel like these hip presses find their way into almost all of my workouts, and I really don't like this exercise. I know it's good for me, so maybe that's why it ends up in all my workouts. All right, straps are at mid-calf length. Handles just a little bit lower than knee height. Have a seat. Make sure those foot cradles are dangling just above your toes. 2 fingers in each foot cradle. Hold it wide, roll back, drop your heels on top of your fingers. My knees stay bent at 90 degrees, head and shoulders on the ground. Hips are at 90, my thighs are perpendicular, that's the geometry word there, perpendicular to the floor. If you're on a door anchor, your feet are hovering just in front of your door. Here we go, 30 seconds. Squeeze, lift, and tap. Head and shoulders are down. I'm driving down into the foot cradles, lifting my hips up as high as I can so I get that straight line from my knees to my hips to my shoulders. Now I'm taking my time, A, because I know we have 4 sets of this. B, I want to have perfect form with each repetition. 3, 2, and 1. You have 30 seconds to stretch your legs. You can take them out of the foot cradles, or I like to just kind of sit in here and let them hang and stretch. So enjoy this 30 seconds because we have 3 more sets of those. Not as much fun as those deadlifts, I don't think, but they're so good for you. Especially you females, it's so important to have really strong hamstrings in the backside of your body, help stabilize our knees and protect us from ACL injuries, which we're at higher risk for. 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze your buns, push down and lift. Push down, driving the hips up. Head and shoulders stay down. Actively pressing your hips all the way up to the ceiling. Think about that alignment. Pace yourself. Are your toes back towards your shins? We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I probably could have snuck one more in there, couldn't I have? Let's hang, stretch out those legs. We've got 2 more sets of those. Again, I'm going to enjoy my hamstring stretch here. Find your air. So the mean thing about the 4 sets is you have to do 4 sets. But the nice thing about this is you get 30 seconds to try to become quite fresh before we do it again. All right, let's get back into position. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Toes back, hips up. Now, are you keeping your head and shoulders on the ground? Sometimes it's tempting to lift your head and curl up and look at what's happening. But I want you to keep that nice flat back on the floor and hug your shoulder blades to the floor as well. Push down and drive. Notice I'm just doing a little butt tap on the ground. I'm not stopping and hanging out, although that's really tempting. 3, 2, and 1. Stretch it out. So if these feel a little bit crampy, good news, you're doing them right. The hamstring muscle in general, and we focus on just those muscles, tends to get that slightly crampy feeling. If you feel like something's going to pull or cramp, then definitely stop and take a break. But definitely not the most comfortable exercise to be doing. But like I said, so good for you. 1 more set. 3, 2, and 1. Hit it. Push down, lift up. This is our last 30-second TRX Hip Press set. You will not see these anymore during this workout, I promise. You'll see lots of other fun things. Push down, drive it up. Squeezing the buns, press the hips to the ceiling. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, you survived those. You got a minute break here. And then we're going to come back up and do some lunging again. So I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. Then we're going to do your TRX Lateral Lunges. So we've been doing a lot of moving kind of forward and back. Now we're going to move side to side a little bit. So your lateral lunges, you still have over 30 seconds, so you can hang out for a second. Your lateral lunges, my straps are at mid-length. I'm standing facing the anchor point. I take a big step to the right. Bend my right knee, sink the hip down. Then a big step to my left. Bend the left knee, sink that hip back. Just going side to side. Things to look out for. You're going in 15, so start getting ready. When I land on this foot, the toe is pointed directly forward. This knee bends, this hip sinks back, this leg stays straight. If you're struggling with that, do what we did in warm-ups until you're comfortable with that movement. 3, 2, and 1, alternating sides. I step to my right, bend the knee, step to my left, sink the hips back, side to side. Chest up tall and proud, making sure those toes are pointed directly forward. Your brain's gonna try to turn your toes sideways because that makes it easier. But I want you focusing on the sides of your hips. So that's why we want those toes forward, landing with your foot nice and flat, keeping the heel on the ground. 3, 2, and 1. All right, 30-second break here. I'm gonna take this guy down just so I don't keep bumping into it during the set. We're gonna do the same thing again. If you wanna try to go a little faster, let's do it. All right, TRX lateral lunges. Straps at mid-length, stand facing. Going in, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, side to side. Bend the knee, chest is up, toe pointed directly forward. I'm gonna go a little faster, maybe a little bit lower this time too. Keeping my full foot grounded, making sure I am putting some pressure through my heel as I press myself back up. Side to side. Keeping that body strong and tall. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we are doing some conditioning in this workout too. If you want to try to change these to skater leaps, let me show you how you can do that. Otherwise you can stick with those lateral lunges. So now I'm going to step to the side, bend my knee, and reach this leg behind. Push and jump. So I'm still moving laterally, but now I've added that hop. If you are doing that, make sure you bend at your hip and your knee, your nip, and push off and land on the other side. 2 and 1. Step and land and absorb. Side to side. Chest is up tall and proud. I actually get to use my straps to pull myself from one leap to the other, which almost feels like I'm flying. I just watched The Greatest Showman, and I would totally love to recreate the Zendaya and Zac Efron scene in the suspension trainer. Take a break. I don't think that'd be possible. That'd be pretty cool if we could try. All right, shake it out. We have one more of those sets. Again, you can either do your stepping lateral lunges, or you can evolve those into those skater leaps to get your heart rate up a little bit. So we're going again in 15 seconds. All right, are we ready? I'm not sure if I'm ready. Apparently I'm juggling my words today. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do some skaters or those lateral lunges. Are you bending your knee and absorbing on each landing? Are you keeping your chest up tall and proud? Are those eyes either in front of you or looking up to where your straps are anchored? Big push off the ground and really absorb that landing. 10 seconds to go. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Definitely more fun than hip presses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we have one more movement until we get into our AMRAP for today. We're gonna do your TRX front squats. We have 4 sets of these guys. I'm gonna have your straps fully lengthened. You still have 45 seconds, so go ahead and grab some water if you'd like. And I'm gonna have you let go of your handles and re-grip so that your straps are in your armpits like you're wearing a backpack. Then I'm gonna walk it back to a 45-degree angle on the balls of my feet, eyes out ahead of you slightly. Bending the knees, pressing your hips back, squeeze your bum, come up and stick the landing in a strong plank. And that's it, but look at the straight line my body's in. Notice how my heels are never touching the floor. All right, we're going in 15 seconds, so let's get ready, shake it out. Make sure you have that proper grip, so you have to let go, get the straps in your armpits. Got it? All right, we're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hit it. Now my knees bend to 90, my hips press back, and I shoot up and squeeze everything. Really driving into the floor. My eyes are out ahead of me, so try to avoid looking down at your knees, your toes. Although now I said that, so you're thinking of it. Keep your eyes out ahead of you. And it's like you're shooting out of a cannon across the circus. There we go, back to The Greatest Showman again. Squeeze your buns, 2 and 1. Take a break. Do the same thing again. Maybe you can go a little bit faster this time. We'll lead up to this AMRAP with your body nice and warm. All right, so again, making sure those straps are in your armpits. Shake out your legs for a moment, but do enjoy this rest break because we still have 3 more sets of these. All right, get in a position. We're going in 10. You're on the balls of your feet, nice and athletic and active. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend and drive. Again, a little bit faster this time if you can. Now, there's not a lot of benefit to going lower than 90 degrees at your knees, so go ahead and focus on the speed if you want to ramp it up just a bit. Keeping tension on your straps at all times and keeping those handles locked in your armpits. My arms aren't moving anywhere. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, extra challenge option, we can add a little hop to these. So when I hop with my front squats, it's a 2-part move. I'm in my plank position, I do my regular front squat, and then I hop forward, and I immediately come right back to where I started and bend those knees and absorb the landing. That way you're not gonna end up forward, 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 forward until you run out of room. Let's get into that position, fully lengthened. Straps in your armpits, standing facing away from the anchor point. 2 and 1. Hop is optional. Give it a shot if you think you can. Are those knees tracking directly over your middle toes? Don't let them buckle in. Is your chest up tall and proud? Are you actively pressing through the balls of your feet? Hop forward, hop back, absorb. 15 seconds left. If you're doing it right, your thighs are burning like crazy. 10 seconds to go. Sink the hips back. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! I'm gonna stretch out my quads for just a minute here. We have one more set of those, and then we'll go into your AMRAP. Be 5 minutes of fun, and then we'll stretch and be done. That's it. That's all that's left. All right, let's get into position. We're going in 10 seconds. I'm gonna add that hop. It's optional for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's party. 30 seconds. Is your body still planked? Are you really driving through the floor? Are those eyes still out ahead of you? Shoulders set down and back. 15 seconds left. Just a few more reps of these. Forward, back, reset. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we got a minute to get you set up for your AMRAP. AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. Here's your assigned AMRAP. The drinking water was not part of it. You're doing 20 alternating arm kettlebell swings and 20 TRX lunge cycle jumps. For those alternating arm kettlebell swings, you choose the size of bell. One arm. Hinge, pop, switch. You switch when your kettlebell's in that floating position directly out in front of you. Your lunge cycle jumps. Straps are at mid-length, stand facing. You lower down, both feet land at the same time and switch. Option, step back lunges, alternating legs. Option, regular kettlebell swings. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you don't have to stay with me. In fact, I encourage you to try to go faster than me. But your form better be good. AMRAPs are fun because you're always challenging yourself and you're competing against yourself. I'm still trying to count and do this at the same time. But the most important thing is your form never goes away. Every rep is just as good as the first. After I finish my single arm kettlebell swings, I'm gonna do a half swing, set it down. Now I'm gonna go to the suspension trainer and do my 20 lunge cycle jumps or alternating leg step back lunges. 1, 2, 3, knees bend to 90. 4, 6, 8, 10, 13, 14, 16. Notice those lunge cycle jumps. Both of my feet landed at the same time, so it wasn't thump, 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 thump. It was bam, bam. Now you probably just pulled ahead of me, didn't you? All right, I'm going back to my kettlebell swings. Nice focus on the hip hinge. Really big pop. Switching the hands on the float. Extending the hips forward. And don't drop that bell. And now is when you crank that music, by the way. Half swing. I'm gonna go back to my lunge cycle jumps. Are you ahead of me? If not, no problem. I would much rather you go slower and have rock and form. We have 2 or 3 minutes left. All right, we're literally at the halfway point. I've done 2 rounds. I'm gonna see if I can finish 4 rounds strong. The other nice thing about AMRAPs though, is you can stop and rest whenever you want. That's what I'm doing right now. But I'm gonna get started with my next round. Is your form still rocking? Are you locking in that plank on top of every kettlebell swing? Driving the hips forward, perfect plank. Are you keeping that neutral spine like we focused on in those deadlifts earlier? Half swing. I'm gonna go back to those lunge cycle jumps. Are you ahead of me? Now with those lunge cycle jumps, I'm also making sure my back knee is bending to 90 degrees and I'm using my upper body to help pull. We have 1 minute left, guys. I don't know if I can make a whole nother round. I'm gonna give it a shot here. This is the last part of your workout. Whatever's left in the tank. Are you still keeping that neutral spine? That's super important when you get fatigued. 30 seconds left. I'm gonna see if I can get 20 lunge cycle jumps in. It's gonna be tight. We have 20 seconds to go. 10 seconds. All right, on the buzzer, yes. Oh, oh. Time to cool down, everybody. Grab some water. We're gonna do 2 basic stretches. We're gonna start with I don't think I was gonna make that one. TRX standing quad stretch. Straps at mid-length, stand facing the anchor. Left hand presses down in both foot cradles. I'm gonna have you place your right foot in your right hand. Push down on those foot cradles for stability and balance. Chest is up tall and proud. I'm actively driving down into those foot cradles. Shoulders down and back out of your ears. Set that leg down. Right hand in both foot cradles. Pressing downward. Place your left foot into the left hand. Squeezing your left bum, driving the right hand down. Shoulders down and back. Chest is up tall and proud. Remember, if you start to lose your balance, don't pull here. Push down here. That helps engage your core and helps keep your balance. And shake it out. Finally, your chest and torso stretch. Straps at mid-length. I'm gonna have you stand facing away from the anchor point. Walk it forward so your arms are in a T. Now take 1 step forward, shoulders down and back. Chest is up tall and proud. Press those arms apart. Open up your chest. Give me some big inhales and exhales. Shoulders falling away from your ears. Now a little step back, drop your right arm down, reach your left arm up and over for a nice big stretch. And then drop your left arm down, reach your right arm up and over. Step those feet together, forward fold, take a bow. Feel that nice stretch through your hamstrings. Let your head and neck just relax and come on up. Give yourselves a hand. We did it. That was a super tough one. But what I want you to do is repeat this workout in the future. Whenever we put those AMRAPs in there, that's a great chance to test yourself and test your muscular endurance and your aerobic and anaerobic capacity. So next time you do this workout, do that AMRAP again and see if you can't get even just a few more reps. Maybe not necessarily a full round, but a little bit more in, still with proper form. I loved working out with you today. I can't wait